So please don't tell me today in the year 2023 that America is systemically racist. My dad was a lifelong Republican, the only one I ever knew until I began working for a law firm. My dad said, Democrats want to give you something for nothing. When you try and get something for nothing, you almost always end up getting nothing for something. My dad told my brothers and me the following: hard work wins. You get out of life what you put into it. Larry, you cannot control the outcome, but you are 100% in control of the effort. Before you moan or groan about what somebody did to you or said to you, go to the nearest mirror, look at it, and say to yourself, what could I have done to change the outcome? And finally, my father said this: no matter how hard you work, no matter how good you are, sooner or later, bad things are going to happen to you. How you deal with those bad things will tell your mother and me if we raised a man. We all know what the issues are. The issues are we need to undo the damage that Biden-Harris have done in the last 2.5 years. 5 million illegal aliens in this country because he reversed the policies that made our border the most secure border we ever had, probably in the history of this country. The war on oil and gas has made us go from being energy independent to energy dependent. It's caused inflation, paying people not to work. We have huge problems with our educational systems, especially in urban America. Do you know we have something called the National Report Card? It's the National Assessment of Educational Policy, also known as the Nation Report Card. 85% of black 8th graders, these are 13-year-old kids, can neither read nor do math at grade level. 50% of these kids can't do basic reading, which means a substantial number of black kids in America are functionally illiterate. And we're talking about critical race theory and pitting black kids against white kids because of something that happened 150 years ago. Meanwhile, kids can't read and do math. There are 13 public high schools in Baltimore where 0% of the kids can do math at grade level, and another half dozen where only 1% can. That means half of the public high schools in Baltimore, either the kids are 0 proficient in math or only 1% in. And they're all located, guess where? In the inner city. And the city has been run by Democrats, including black Democrats, for a very long time. Please, let's stop the nonsense about America being systemically racist. The real disparity in America is the epidemic of fatherlessness. 70% of black kids enter the world without a father in the home married to the mother. 50% of Hispanic kids enter the world without a father in the home married to the mother. 25% of white kids. 40% of all American kids enter the world without a father in the home married to the mother. And if you were raised without a father, you are 5 times more likely to be poor and commit crime, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, and 20 times more likely to end up in jail. What's happened? We have a welfare state that has incentivized women to marry the government and incentivized men to abandon their financial and moral responsibility. I have a book that outlines all my agenda, talks about my background, my race for governor, and what I intend to do when I become president of the United States. It's called As Goes California. I want to get up there on that debate stage in Milwaukee. I need 40,000 individual donors. You can go to my website, elderforpresident.com. As little as $10, just get me up there on that debate stage in Milwaukee. And once I do, game on, hold my beer. Thank you so much for having me.